Welcome back to the show, Reds. This is the Shankly Sessions and brought to you on the upper tier over there on YouTube. Head over there, smash that subscribe and bell notification button. This is your Liverpool versus Real preview. Wednesday night under the lights at Anfield, Champions League semi-final. Right back in the thick of things, the business end of the season now coming up. And these boys will present the real challenge for Liverpool on the night. Klopp versus Emery. A lot of respect for Unai Emery, absolutely fantastic manager in Europe. Just knows tactically how to set up his teams against teams and has a fantastic record in European competitions, especially in the Europa League. But this year they've been fantastic in the Champions League as well. Little bit of a preview. Liverpool come into the game on the back of huge wins, obviously against Man City, Man United, and a tough one against Everton, which will have taken a bit out of the side. Safe to say they're buoyed by these wins. Klopp doing a great job in terms of rotation and stuff like that, keeping the boys fresh for every challenge that comes up. As we said, every game between now and the end of the season is going to feel like a cup final. And a lot of big games coming up. Obviously, we'll have the return leg of Villareal. We have the cup final against Chelsea. And we have a tough game coming up after the Villareal game on Wednesday, early 12:30 on Saturday away to Newcastle. So the games are coming thick and fast. Literally no time to train. Literally, it's only recovery and prep for the next game. So no real time for any proper training sessions, I would imagine, at the moment. If you look at Villareal, they're coming in with two good wins at the moment. They run a bit of a downward spiral there for a bit, but they've come in with two good wins against Valencia and Getafe, but also not forgetting who they knocked out in the Champions League: Juventus in Turin and Bayern Munich in Munich. Two massive scalps to take on the way to a semi-final. So this is not time to be complacent or to take things for granted or anything like that. It would be nice if we could go out and put on our best performance and put the tie to bed before we even have to go to Spain. Normally, we would like to take the second leg to Anfield, but the first leg is at Anfield this time. So second leg, we go away to Villareal, which is a slight concern. But like I said about Emery, you can't take him for granted. He's an absolutely fabulous coach. Tactically sets up his teams very strong. Um, but he is missing a couple of players, and we'll get into that shortly in the team news. Um, we also have to take into account on this. This is kind of last chance saloon for Villarreal. I think they're sitting seventh in La Liga at the moment. Um, so they're way off the Champions League spots, and it doesn't look like they're going to be able to bridge that gap. So the only way they're going to get back into the Champions League this season is if they win the Champions League. So they'll be going all out in this. If you look at current form at the moment, Liverpool with 5 wins and a draw. If you look at Villarreal, 3 wins, 1 loss, and 2 draws. So in different form, as I was saying, the 3 wins for Villarreal, 2 of them have come in their last games against Getafe and Valencia. So big wins to get them back on track. In terms of team news, we know from Liverpool at the moment, Jurgen more or less has a full squad to pick from. Bobby Firmino was carrying a foot injury, but he didn't want to risk him against Everton. So I'd imagine he will make at least the bench on Wednesday, and he may be brought off the bench and used. Jurgen expecting him to be available for that game. In terms of Villarreal, it's a case of the Morenos, really. Alberto, that we know well, being Liverpool fans, is not available. He's out with a hamstring. He'd be kicking himself that he's not available for this one. And Gerard Moreno, of course, their fantastic goal scorer, who did his hamstring there, I think 2 weeks ago or something like that. Doesn't look like he's going to be available either. May be available for the return leg, but certainly not going to make this one by the sounds of things. If you look at proposed potential lineups for Liverpool, I think he'll go with Alisson, Trent, Konate. I think comes in from Matip here. I think it's good to give Joel a rest and keep Joel maybe for the Newcastle game and stuff like that. So Klopp's very clever in the way he's managing these guys who in previous seasons have broken down with injuries. You can see Thiago is staying very strong. You can see Keita is staying very strong. And Joel Matip is the same. He's staying very strong, having an outstanding season, especially in terms of appearances and game time and stuff like that. So Klopp's doing a stellar job in terms of keeping these guys fit and know when to bring them in and step them out and rotate them and stuff like that. So fabulous job there. Van Dijk, Robertson, Henderson, Fabinho, Thiago, Salah, Jota, and Mane. I'm not sure I'm not too sure on the Jota one. I think Mane will go back into the middle, and I could see Luis Diaz starting because he only came on against Everton as a sub. But what a performance when he came on. Unbelievable. Don't know if anyone's seen that flick where he killed the ball dead. This guy has skill in abundance. And I'd say once he gets a full pre-season under him with Liverpool as well, he is going to be absolutely exceptional next season. Watch out. Going to have a massive career at Liverpool. For Villareal, I think it's Rulli, Foyt, Abiol, Torres, Estupinan, Pereiro, Capui, Coquelin, Lo Celso, Alcacer, and Danjuma. We know how good Danjuma is. He's a midfielder that's sought after by a lot of clubs at the moment in Europe. Also, the boy at the back, Pau Torres, who we know was heavily linked with Man United. I would expect him to get a big move out of there this summer. Potentially maybe going to Chelsea, I would say, especially with the news this morning confirmed that Christensen, and yesterday also Rudiger confirming that he's out of there. Christensen, I think, going to Barcelona. Rudiger's still a bit up in the air. The talk is it's Real Madrid, but a lot of stuff coming out from his agent at the moment that maybe he's in talks with Man United. Just the thoughts of Antonio Rudiger leaving Chelsea for Man United, good Lord, the banter would be off the scale. In terms of prediction, I'm going to go with Liverpool 3-0. I just think we'll be too strong for them. I think what they'll do is they'll try to defend resolutely at Anfield and try and bring the tie back to their place alive. But I don't think that's going to be the case. I think Liverpool will just have too much of them. I think if you look at who they knocked out, both Juventus and Bayern Munich, I think Bayern Munich this season have been on a little bit of a slide. They haven't been as strong as they normally are, albeit that they won their league. But I mean, that's the least that you would expect from them. And with Juventus as well, we know they're not the force that they were. But all same, for Villareal to go and knock both of them out of some achievement. But I just think this is one step too much for them. I think we'll have too much strength all around the park. And especially with the missing Jared Moreno, it's going to be a tough task for them to put some goals on the board. Yeah, so I think Liverpool 3-0, and I think if we can take a 3-0 lead over to there, I think more or less the tie should be done. If we get a little bit more, fine, be great. But certainly a clean sheet and certainly 3 would be really good. Looked at the betting there earlier. Had a quick look on Boyle Sports at the betting. Liverpool are 1-4 on. The draw is 9-2, and Villareal are 11-1. I had a bit of a dig into history there, and I can't remember the last time a team was 11-1 to win just a single leg of a tie in a Champions League semi-final. But Villareal are 11-1. I think they're really big odds for a team. It's nearly disrespectful to put them at 11-1 after knocking Juventus and Bayern Munich out, but they're the odds that are there. I don't think it's a reflection on Villareal. I think it's more a reflection of how strong Liverpool are. And I expect us to fully put these guys to the sword on Wednesday. Try and kill off the tie and get one leg into the final. And then we can push on and focus back on the league again on Saturday against Newcastle. Seeing as we're playing first ahead of Man City, hopefully we can go into a 2-point lead at the top of the league and then see what Man City can do with a tough little tie away to Leeds. I wonder can the dirty Leeds do us a favour. Let us know your thoughts on the semi-final coming up, Reds. Let us know what you think. What would be your possible lineup? Would you rotate around again? Do you see Diaz starting? I definitely think Diaz is going to start. And also Kanate, definitely in for Matip. The big question is really the midfield. Do we go with Captain Fantastic Hendo, or do we go out there a little bit more with Thiago and Keita? Let's see what happens. If you want to contact the show on Twitter @SessionShankly, audio versions of the show, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music. You can contact us on Facebook, Instagram, the Upper Tier Podcast, and also the Upper Tier Podcast gmail.com, and we're also out there on TikTok. Till next time, Reds, we will be dropping a match reaction on Wednesday evening right after the match and player ratings. You can join us then. Until next time, a pleasure, Reds.